In this part, we are going to continue with the organizational breakdown structure, OBS. Before starting to use Primavera, you should know that it's a little bit different software. Especially when you compare it with the MS project, there are many differences. For example, there is no save option in P6. Everything you do is immediately written to database. When you close the P6 and open it again, you will continue from where you left. Since P6 is working with some databases, it is very important to organize your data in a structured manner. For this reason, we are going to make some arrangements before creating our projects and activities. In MS Project, you can directly create a project and define the activities, but in P6, you should input some background information. One of this information is organizational breakdown structure, OBS. After the OBS, we will continue with defining an enterprise project structure, calendars, and resource dictionary. So we have too many things to do before creating our project. And in this part, we will focus on the OBS. OBS is a global hierarchy that represents the managers responsible for the projects in a company. It reflects the management structure of the company, so you can consider it as an organization chart. In order to open the OBS screen in Primavera, you can use the Enterprise menu, and from Enterprise, you need to select OBS. So at the screen, it shows the OBS elements defined in the current database. Please do not try to delete these items because you may lose some information in the example projects. In order to create organizational structure of your company, you should select the Add option here. When you click on Add, it says, in order to add an OBS element, the filter will be changed to display all OBS elements. Click OK. So it just removes the filter in the previous screen. Now you can see the hierarchy between the OBS elements, and our new element is defined as new OBS here. An OBS element can be either role-based or name-based. In other words, you can write OBS elements such as project manager, construction manager, and quality manager. Or you can directly write the name of these people. In our exercise, in the exercise 1, we have CEO, and under CEO, we have a project manager. So it is a role-based OBS. So for the first element, I'm going to write CEO here. Okay. Click Add again in order to add the project manager. Now for the new OBS, I'm going to write project manager. We know that project manager is under the CEO. In order to make this arrangement, you can use these hierarchy arrows. So after selecting the project manager, when you click this shift right option, you see that now project manager becomes the employee of CEO. You can open and close it with this plus and minus sign. Okay. And under the project manager, we have quality assurance and quality control manager, construction manager, and health and safety manager. Let me also add them. The first one is QA/QC manager. Second one is construction manager. And also we have Health and Safety Manager. So we also defined these OBS elements. Now I can arrange their hierarchy as well. So all of them are under the project manager. So select them one by one and click this shift right option. Okay. So you see that now all of them are under the project manager. Now my OBS is ready. In P6, all OBS elements are connected to Enterprise. Therefore, you cannot use the Shift Left option for the CEO. But if you want, you can put CEO at the bottom of the list. Okay. After creating your OBS elements, you can write some additional information about them in the OBS description part. So here you can see the OBS description. For example, after selecting the CEO, when I click modify, I can write some additional information about the CEO. For example, you can write the school that your CEO is graduated from. And when you click modify again, you can see the information that you have written here. There's also another option here, which is responsibility. It shows the projects that these people are responsible from. Currently, we don't have any responsibility for the elements that we have created. But when you look at the other elements, you can see there, you can see the projects that they are responsible from. So for each OBS element, you can see some responsibilities. But for the CEO, we don't have any responsibility yet. Finally, you can also change the appearance of this screen. When you click display, you can change the current view as the chart view. Now we have a graphical view, as you can see. In order to zoom in from display, we can select zoom and zoom in. Now we can see our CEO here. Also, we have a vertical arrangement here. In order to make it horizontal, first you need to select CEO, then from display and arrange children, you need to select horizontal. So you see that now we have a horizontal arrangement between these OBS items. You can also use this hierarchy buttons at this view. For example, let's say that construction manager is promoted. So you can put these QA, QC manager and health and safety manager under the construction manager using the shift down option. Okay. Now you see that under construction manager, we have health and safety manager and QA, QC manager. If you want to change colors and fonts from display, you can select chart font and colors. And you can make the necessary arrangements at this part. You can change the colors, you can change the fonts. I don't want to go into too much detail about this part. And if you want to return to previous view from display, you can select the table view. and you can close the OBS window. So it is the end of this part. Thank you for your attention. In the next part, we will continue with enterprise project structure.